promises something for everyone. Santa comes for adventure, your mind on a new romance. And love won't hurt anymore. It's an open smile on a friendly shore. It's love. It's love. Yeah, the love boat soon will be made.
And that is as expensive as buying an ordinary gin.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave, the crew bar's open. Can you stop doing the dishes?
Johnny, it's a live show, right?
It's a live show. Oh, excuse me. Remember, not everyone's in tonight. You know, you said all hands to the deck. Remember, as Stevie Walker's not here and the deputy anchorman's not here, you'll have to pull your weight as well, Johnny.
He's doing dishes. That's a new thing. Normally he's nose bagging, but now he's doing the dishes.
That's all right.
I did
in practice for his next sea trip.
Yeah, David, have you got your rubber gloves on?
I'm going to go and look. Have you still got a spare pair of mine, Fruity?
Yes, I've still got your spare ones.
Right.
I could only get us to 80% of the check-in.
Right. Okay, boys. Can I just say a very warm welcome to John and also to Scotty.
And you might do dishes, they'll say, that's your face.
It's very kind of you to put up with us, you two, while we were discussing me
And
doing
who's
washing up.
got back row music on, Colonel? You?
Nope, not me.
It sounds very American.
Had the email sent to her.
Hey, Peter Pratt's coming in. Wow.
But it wasn't real obvious.
Dave, Pratt's in.
There was no red writing next to it.
Colonel, who have you got something on in the background? It's American talking.
My wife's talking to her son. Yeah.
Well, that's
yeah, but it's coming through.
Okay, I'll turn the volume down or something.
Johnny.
Oh, I'm really sorry to have had to bollock you for that.
I know. Flipping that. The first bollocking of the night, and it was Johnny.
Yeah. That's okay.
Even better. This is great. This is great.
Do you see that? You see Peter Pratt's in, Dave?
No, not yet. Hang on.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, hi guys. Sorry, I've been a bit absent last few weeks.
Well,
Sunday night usually have some friends over for dinner, so it's always a bit difficult timing.
Well, Pratty, I don't want to upset you, but you are still missing here. We've got a lovely picture of your wall with the.
Oh yeah, right.
Yes, but we're still missing you.
Yeah, right.
This could be one of Colonel's pre-recorded messages.
Also, the boss has come in.
No, he's not. Is he?
Yeah.
Yes, he...
Oh, I'm here.
Hello,
Hello,
Phil.
dear.
Hello.
Hi.
Lovely day today.
We've got all the pretty ones in tonight.
Oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Oh, marvellous. Hey, look, I mean, it's nice to see Scotty and Hilda as we do, but we have to give a very warm welcome to the boss and to Peter for coming back. It's lovely to see you boys.
Thank you.
Are you in the UK,
too.
Peter?
Sorry?
You in the UK, Peter?
Yeah, I am now. Yeah. I've been over in Turkey.
I was going to
for a
phone
while.
you last week, but I wasn't sure if you was in the UK or in Spain.
Yeah, I've been back about a week.
Pratty, does that mean you've now written the trilogy plus you're now on the fourth book?
No. I haven't started the third one yet. I'll do it in September when I go out to Spain. I went out to Turkey with quite a lot of ex-P&O people. I don't think many people would know them, but they sort of started when I did and left after 5-6 years. You know. But you know, we hired a gulet, you know, one of these Turkish boats for a week, and the weather was fantastic. You know.
Arnold,
I remember you
you-
said you,
Arnold, we
you were
still got your
saying you were
background
going
noise.
out on the boat, and was it? I mean, was obviously the weather. Where were you? Where were you? It's Turkey, all
Yeah,
around.
in Fataya. We flew to Dalaman and we hired the boat from a place called Fataya. Absolutely beautiful weather, beautiful coastline. Everything was really great.
Well, we used
Yeah.
to go there, didn't we, Pattaya?
Yeah, I used to like it there. We
Yeah,
was only
yeah,
we was only there for a few hours though, but I used to get out for lunch. It used to be nice.
yeah.
yeah.
No, it's a pretty little place, and nice little bars, restaurants, everything. Really good.
Well, look, we're just now do a warm welcome to Zachary, and also
Hello.
a very eventful moment because the boss is in as well as Pratty. So behave yourself, Zachary.
Oh my God.
By the way,
Bill.
I watched last week's, and I think it was Colin was asking about Doug Bayliss.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I keep in quite sort of regular contact with Doug, and he's doing okay, and so is his son Edward. Colin wasn't too sure. Nobody seemed quite sure what Anne, Doug's wife, died of. She died of breast cancer, unfortunately, quite a number of years ago. And he hasn't remarried, but he's had some health issues.
Was he still at sea when she died, Peter?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I thought so. Yeah,
yeah, and that's when he went ashore. First of all to Los Angeles, and then
that's
Los
right.
Angeles,
Look after his
wasn't
son,
it? Yeah.
didn't he? Yeah, I
then to
remember that.
Southampton.
Mm.
And no, he's doing okay. He did have some shares in a pub where he lives, but he's sold that out now, so he's now just like he always was, a gentleman of leisure.
In a nice.
Well, I wish I knew what that was.
In a nice way.
Weren't we all?
Is that really Phil Butcher?
It is.
Well, I'll be dog fucked.
Charming.
Lucky.
That's Zachary being
You
well
should be so lucky, dear.
Ray, you'll have to go on the queue.
Gracious me.
God, this crew bar's deteriorated tonight, isn't it?
Already. Went downhill pretty quick.
Oh my goodness.
Do you still have the ace? Are you still
Ray
carrying
Zachary?
the ace in your pocket?
Yes, it is Phil. Phil, it is Ray. He's been desperate to see you on here, so it's good to have you here together.
Oh, good. Very good indeed.
I'm going to have to throw up a picture, Phil. You'll have to bear with me. Just hang on.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. Blackpool Bob's coming in. Pete Stevens, can you hear us? Because you're very black.
He's using his son's computer or something. He's having issues.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Blackpool Bob, are you in?
I'm here now.
Marvelous.
Loud and clear. Yeah.
How are we doing?
But all the better, Bob. I wish I'd been up with you in Blackpool yesterday, as opposed to flipping the football, which didn't go our way, did it?
No, I'm afraid it didn't. I think we might be struggling a bit this season from yesterday's performance.
I want you to do well, except on the 27th of August.
I'll settle for a draw for that one.
I think we'll both be happy with that. Yeah. Hey, talk about the football, Scotty. Did you go to see Margate?
Margate don't start till next week.
Nor do Bristol City and Blackpool, but that's another story.
Carnival Day in Margate today.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Oh, hang on. We've got Dave.
Uncle Dave wants to see you. Here she is.
So, Pratty, this is a new addition to the Blackpool Bob home.
Right, she looks lovely.
It's a good job that Blackpool Bob wasn't in when Ray Zachary said that last thing.
What?
Yeah, I'll be dogs. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
What's her name, Bob?
Daisy.
Daisy. Okay.
Daisy.
Bob, is she 15 or 16 weeks old?
Hey, Jesus,
many
I've lost count right now. She's about 16, I think now. Yeah.
Right.
Lovely.
She looked good on the beach. I don't know if you all saw the picture.
Yeah.
She looked lovely with Winston.
Winston, yeah. She's a nightmare. She got.
But now, people that won't be in tonight, obviously we've got one is, bless him, he's on holiday with family down in Cornwall, I believe. So he won't be in this week. But the other one, Steve Walker, he did
down there.
He did come from the ship today. He's still in one of the Croatian ports, and all is good on the ship. But he obviously apologises. He won't be in for the crew bar tonight. But all is good, and he mentioned to the captain. The captain does know Alistair McCullough. You know, and Pratty, you know Alistair, obviously. But
Yeah.
what was the name of the blinking captain? Because you might know him as well, Peter.
The captain who did what?
On the
Neil
ship that
Turnbull.
Steve Walker's on at the moment. Is it the
Neil Turnbull.
something of the seas?
Neil Turnbull.
Go on, Fruity, say it again.
Neil Turnbull.
Oh,
No, I
go
don't-
on. Yeah, your
I don't
volume
know.
is very low, or is it my volume's not loud enough?
No, it's-
Might be.
I can hardly hear him either.
Yeah. Fruity, try and raise your volume if you can, please. And it was Neil somebody, the captain.
Turnbull.
Well done.
Terrible. No, I'm afraid I don't know him.
Any with about you, Phil?
No, I've heard the name, but I can't recall on sailing with him. Yeah.
I think he's nouveau.
Hey, what about you, Zachary? Because you may have been the last sort of within the group working wise.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't think I know him personally.
Right.
No.
I
Yeah,
think
the
he
name
joined
definitely sounds familiar.
P&O later on. I think he did other things first and then came over to P&O cruises or whatever.
Right. Now, Fruity, your volume has got dropped down again.
Oh, for Christ's sake, I keep trying to change it. Wait a minute.
Come on, see how you go. See how you go.
Peter, I don't know.
if-
Peter, I don't know whether you saw.
Yeah, that's
Is
good.
that any better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all right.
Peter, I don't know if you saw the recording of, I think it was 2, maybe 3 weeks ago, but you know Gopi, obviously, because you've been out and
Yeah.
stayed with me.
Sure. Yeah.
He was in a very bad road accident,
Oh no, I didn't realise.
Dear.
and this, I think it's over just on 3 weeks ago now,
I think it
Oh,
is,
right.
John. Yeah.
and he's still in hospital. He was a pinion rider on a motorbike that was both going to work.
Yeah.
Sadly, the guy in the front went into hospital, but 3 days later he passed away.
Right.
Oh.
And Gopi's got no broken bones. I spoke to him on Friday, and he's rather bruised and he's walking with a bit of a limp. And there's more danger to the head, I think, because out there for their pinion, they don't wear helmets.
Yeah.
And he's cut his lip inside his mouth quite badly, and is being transferred from his hometown, which is Cadag, to Hobley, to a hospital there on tomorrow. And he's going to have an operation because he's got a blockage inside somewhere or other. I'm not sure all the details, but
inside the head.
No, in the down. He's having a job to urinate.
Right.
Very painful. So he said it's not a serious operation, but of course I don't know.
Yeah.
But as you know him, I just thought I'd let you know.
Yeah,
Of course, everybody.
thanks, John. If you're in touch with him, please give Shana my best wishes for a best recovery.
Yeah, I will do. And that's also an update for everybody that remembers that I was quite upset that night.
Thanks, John. I must have been in Turkey when you.
From all of us, John. From all of us. Now,
Yeah.
Zachary, I know you like taking photographs of all sorts, but if you're going to start taking photographs of old tramps, then
Yeah, well,
to yourself, all right? Because
this
that
was actually
very much like
this was
Phil
actually-
Butcher.
Yeah, and this is Tramps and Tarts, but I'm not quite sure which camp Phil fits in with that outfit.
Well, Phil, that is you, by the way.
Pardon?
That is you behind Zachary on his backdrop photograph.
I haven't got that. Hang on, see if I can move it around here.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to make you look any prettier, however you move it.
You never said that last night.
Well, he was a lot prettier when he was in Three Little Mates from school.
Yeah, right. Can you put your phone on its side, please?
Yeah.
No, because you'll miss out on Phil. You don't
You
see
can
all of
see
Phil.
on the
That's
side. You
right.
can't see Phil.
You
Listen,
can
don't
only
worry.
see him-
I've got to go
you
in a
can only
minute
see him
anyway.
carrying the handbag.
I've got to. No, I've got a meeting, so I'll see you all next. No, I won't see you next week because I'm on a cruise.
Oh, Phil, enjoy the cruise. Seriously,
Yeah.
Let us
Great
know
to
how
talk
it
to you,
goes.
Phil.
All right,
Okay.
for some minute.
Yeah.
You take care, everybody. Look
Thank
after
you.
All
yourselves.
the best.
Cheers, Phil.
Enjoy yourself.
Bye.
Stay happy.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for
lovely,
coming in, Phil.
lovely.
Thank
Take
you.
care,
Okay.
Phil.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Bye, Phil.
Cheers, mate.
Oh, flipping heck. Hey, Zachary, that was lucky, that wasn't it?
Yeah, lucky. I just
Phil
caught
in.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris. I've been chatting back
Trying
and
to get
forth
out of
with
it.
Chris Chapman. Oh,
I
I've been
can help
chatting
you.
back and forth
I can
with
help you,
Chris
Phil.
Chapman, and he's hoping that we could get Phil and him on at the same time.
Yes. Yeah.
But he'll be disappointed that he missed him this week.
Yeah. Ray, if you give yourself 30 seconds, you'll be able to talk to Ollie's chair, but you can't see it at the moment.
No, I
Hello,
can see
David.
Ollie's chair.
Hello,
Ollie.
David. Here we are.
Yeah. There's Ollie's chair. That's all right. That's a Ollie, you can come back now, Ollie. It's all
They
right.
go in my pocket, wasn't it?
We'll have to call him the chairman.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
Is Ollie's pocket named after Ollie Steer?
Yeah.
It's a long
Okay,
story.
because I
mate.
didn't know what the
It's-
connection was.
Ray, what it was, in the early days when we were on WhatsApp and we were on Messenger or whatever it was, there was times when Ollie would not be able to get onto the actual, not the Zoom. It might have been the Zoom actually, Colonel. I can't remember, but
Yeah.
whatever it was, Ollie used to come in on my mobile phone on WhatsApp, and I would just hold the phone up, and everyone could see Ollie on my phone. And one particular week, we had it was a good week, and then I just I thought I turned the phone off and put it in my pocket, as you do. And after it had all finished, I could hear this voice, and it says, Dave, and I'm going, who the heck's that? And then I realised Ollie was still on the phone in my pocket.
Yeah.
So after that, we then started getting others like the Irish boys. They couldn't come in on the other connections, so we used to bring them in on the WhatsApp on my phone, and we would have them talking at the phone to the rest of the group. Who remembers that? Fruity,
Yeah.
obviously.
Well, I've just got Ollie's pocket for you.
There's Ollie's pocket. It's right behind. It's right behind Fruity. Yeah, that's the life-size one. We can put the real Ollie in there. So,
I don't know if the Colonel remembers this, but I borrowed the camera, his camera, because remember there was that big battery pack that you had to hang it over your shoulder, and then the camera sat on your shoulder. It was quite heavy.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it wasn't
borrowed
the
it.
battery. It was the main recording unit, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. But I borrowed it. I thought it'd be a good idea to film going up. I think it was the trail in Juneau, the one that goes up Mount. I can't think what the mount. It's not Mount Juneau, but it's the one next door. And I hiked all the way up to the top of the mountain with that camera, and
Is it Mendenhall?
got very foggy.
No.
Ray?
Is it Mendenhall?
Was it Mendenhall?
Mendenhall Glacier.
No. It's the mountain right above Juneau. Mount Juneau's on one side, and then it's, I can't think what it's called. Anyway, I carried the camera up there, and I shot some footage at the top, and I took my backpack with me, and then it was time it got really foggy and misty, and so I packed the camera away and inadvertently turned it on as I put it into the backpack. And then when I got down and played the footage back, the last thing you hear is you see the camera actually going backwards into the backpack and the cover going off, and then you could hear our conversation all the way down the mountain. So,
Well,
yeah.
you're still here to tell the tale, so it couldn't have been too bad.
Yeah.
Well, we almost didn't. There was one time, there's a doctor, you guys would remember him, but I can't think of his name. But that was one of the first times I went up there, was with this doctor. I can't think of his name. We were all wearing shorts and t-shirts because it was a really sunny day. And when we got to the top, the fog came down and he was sort of leading the expedition and we got lost. We couldn't figure out the way to get back down again. And he started suffering from hypothermia. He was shaking like this, like literally shaking like a leaf. And eventually we found the trail and managed to get back down again. But I thought there's one point where we walked towards the edge of a big cliff and it was not good. No, we were all in a panic. How do we get back down, right? So
Obviously not Dr. Livingston.
no, you guys would know. I wish I could remember his name. He was quite a character.
John Evans.
Blonde.
John
No,
Evans.
I remember John Evans and Frank Zanowski. This
Not
guy
Peter.
had short blonde hair. And I think he was probably South African because there were so many of them that were from South Africa.
Baby doll.
Brent van der Vesterhausen.
Yes.
Yeah, that could be it. Yeah.
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 I remember Fiona. Who was Baby Doc Fiona?
Yes, I remember her. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
she always told everybody that your liver was showing. Well, she told me my liver was showing. And she was probably right.
Oh, so Peter, have you been, obviously you've been in touch with Dougie. Is there anyone else that you've been hearing from that, you know, we
Not
might
really. The people I went to Turkey with were all sort of P&O people who, you know, left before Princess sort of came around, you know.
Yeah.
Or more or less. So no, not really. No, can't think of anybody that I've been in touch with actually.
Have you seen Stevenson lately?
I've spoken with him on the phone. I haven't seen him. But he's having a bit of a struggle at the moment because his wife's been diagnosed with Parkinson's and and dementia. So you know, he's.
Well, if you speak to him, please send him my regards.
Yes, of course I will. Yeah, sure. I usually phone him sort of once every couple of weeks, you know. So I will do, Freddie. Yeah.
Cheers. Thank you.
Hello, Taffy.
Great hat,
Evening,
John.
Alan.
All right, Taff.
I just sent away for another one of those, John. I lost mine when I was out the other day, so I got another one now on the way.
Okay.
What is the significance of those hats? I don't know. I'm in the dark.
Ray, they are so weirdly horrid to look at, but they're a celebration of Welsh football, soccer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Although
I do believe a Ronzi had one. It was called a Welsh bonnet.
I'm having a treat tonight, chocolate biscuits with my coffee.
For some reason, I thought it had a Rastafarian theme or something.
No, it's more to do with Welsh pride, or is it gay?
I thought it was gay pride.
Yeah.
Gay pride.
One of the other two, dear.
Have you popped along to Brighton then, John?
No, too far from me. Past all that now. Nearer one's Margate.
When you go to Margate,
Well, I guess Scotty hasn't been there.
Scotty,
Certainly not. No, I stayed in today.
just you and Hilda that turn up to the Margate do.
I do my best to keep away from Margate.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, well, we might have that as next year's reunion gathering, as opposed to Worcester. It could be Margate.
We're going to have it Dreamland.
Oh, I thought that sounds good to us, John.
You haven't seen Dreamland.
They haven't seen us.
Not a lot to get excited about in this part of the world.
Ollie, are you going to pop over later to meet up with anyone
Sorry, when?
at Brighton?
They had the big parade this weekend, didn't they, down there?
Yeah.
I think Broadstairs is the most exciting place at the moment where I am. We've got Folk Week with all the Doris Mincers out around the roads.
Oh, flipping heck.
You missed that one, Dave.
We used to be the Doris Mincers, didn't we?
Right, yeah.
Morris Mincers, yeah.
That was great. That was.
Oh, we got a jazz. Is it jazz festival on at the same time?
Yeah.
In Margate.
Oh, in Margate, yeah. We get that sometimes here as well, the Jazz Festival.
Yeah.
I think we had the Morris Men the other week.
Yeah, that's what we've got this week. So I said that the Doris Mincers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit rugged for Overton, if I may say so, Fruity.
Well, we had the wheelbarrow race the other week.
Who was the wheelbarrow?
I wasn't in it, and I wasn't pushing.
I bet you were the barrow, dear.
I got a request for Ollie. Could he like move so we're not seeing your window because it's affecting the light?
Can't do it. It's the sun keeps pouring in there. I can't really.
Okay, all right.
Turn the sun off then, Colonel.
Try.
Yeah, flick the switch, Ollie.
How's that? Is it a bit better?
Yeah,
that's
It only shines on the righteous, Ollie.
Yeah.
Better believe it. And I am the righteous.
You are.
All good.
And Ollie, I know I always ask, but did you go for a dip this week?
I went this morning, 8 o'clock this morning.
Brilliant.
It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Were there many out there at the time?
No, just me. I popped over to France and back.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah,
Busy.
got me
Bit of a busy crossing then.
Yeah. What did you do?
Meet any sharks on the way, did you?
Did you go on P&O or what?
Yeah.
There was two P&O ships in the channel this morning. One was the Iona going out up to Norway. I saw that on my app. I was too late to see it passing, but the other one I did see on the horizon was the I think it was going into Southampton. I think it's on its way down.
Britannia?
No, not Britannia. It was, what's the one begin with A?
Azura.
Azura
or Aurora.
Aurora, I think. I think it was. Yeah.
Ollie, you could have hitched a lift back on the with a load of immigrants.
No, Ollie's actually in charge of collecting the tickets.
What about the airbag?
Still raking in the handbag.
Yeah. Talking of beaches, I hope Brendan is careful.
No, look. Just
they
to
got,
say,
they got lots of spider crabs
come in, and unfortunately, Charlie, Brendan is not here to ask the weekly question. Yeah, I think they're going to walk. But on behalf of Brendan, what's the weather like, Charlie?
Very, very nice today. 31 degrees, very sunny, pleasant.
You talked about Broadstairs.
I did put it up on the WhatsApp thing so Brendan could see it.
Yes, yeah. But it's the way you say it, Charlie, that's makes it.
Yeah, it makes the difference, right?
Absolutely.
I don't know, but did you hear what I said, David? In Cornwall, there's hundreds of spider crabs on the beaches.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook. Yeah.
He said trying to get away from that shark.
Yeah. They all knew he was coming, so they thought they'd come up on the beach.
Dave, Colonel, guys, if you'll excuse me, sorry, but I've got friends coming round at 7:30, so I've got to shoot through. So I'll see you next week.
We really appreciate
Nice to see you again, Peter.
Nice to see you. Bye.
Peter.
Bye.
Peter. And it's good to know that you've got some friends, Peter. So that's lovely.
Well, I won't have if I don't go down.
Would you like to rephrase
That's what
that?
John said.
Yeah.
And Pete Stevens is having big technical issues getting in today.
But it only gives us an
Different
opportunity.
machine. Can you hear me?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
we can hear you.
Yeah.
It's a different machine.
Well,
So I've got to-
Peter, we were just going to say that there was an opportunity to still talk about you, but if you can hear us, that ends that conversation.
Yes.
I just got off the phone about an hour ago with Nevin,
Oh, yeah.
and he was. We must have been on the phone for nearly an hour. Fair play, and because he can talk nearly as much as me when he gets going. But he's really excited about meeting up with Ollie and Pete.
Oh,
And
great.
I sent him the sort of little graph that you done for me, Dave.
Yes.
And he picked up on the fact that Pete was only there for a day.
I'm not,
And I
2
said, well,
days.
No, it's
2 days.
All
I'm
right.
there
Two
2
nights.
days.
Okay. But he was really, he's really excited about meeting up because he said about you, Ollie, the last time he sailed with you, you had a great job on the Pride of Britain, was it? Or?
No, Pride of Portsmouth.
Aye, and he says you were happy as a sandboy there.
Yeah.
And he hasn't seen or heard from you since, but he's
Yeah, he came-
really looking forward to seeing you when
He came on the Pride of Portsmouth, but then I think he went to the Hampshire after that, and I never saw or heard from him since. And that's 15 something odd years ago.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah,
Well, it was
easy.
10 years ago that I managed to track him down. 10 years ago exactly, because it was the Olympic Games
Yeah.
roundabout now, the Olympic Games in London.
Yeah.
And I tracked him down, and God bless him, he got on a train and came to London with me. And we had a great time. I took him down to my old haunts where I used to work. And he had a great time there, and that's why we've kept in touch. But he's really looking forward to meeting up with Pete and Ollie and anyhow, with all of us really. But
yeah,
the last time I saw him, he was on the Pride of Kent, I think.
Yeah, but I don't know where he went after. I don't know what he's been doing, but he went very quiet for a long time. But
yeah,
he's back on the scene. He's going to be with us down there for the 4 nights.
Where does he live, Tuffy?
Is it Milton Keynes?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is, Alan.
Milton Keynes. And I went up there once with the old Taffmobile, the red one.
Red one, yeah.
And I parked on the canal. Oh, it was a beautiful sight. I'm going to go again up there. And I just phoned him up out of the blue. I don't like to organize things too much. It puts people out, really. It's better just phone them, and if they're there, they're there. If they're not, and he was. And it was the first time I'd seen him for so long. And we had dinner on the pub on the canal in Milton Keynes. But it'll be great to see him down in Cardiff.
Absolutely. Definitely.
But before that, I can't wait for Worcester now, really, because I've just oiled this afternoon. I oiled the granny bike up. I gave her plenty of oil and took her out for a run yesterday, ready for my trip up to Worcester.
Definitely, yeah. Whipping in and out from there. It'll be wonderful to see you there, Taffy. And can we just do a warm welcome to a grandfather to be yet again, or is it?
Oh yes,
yeah. Well done, Donuts.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome.
Can you all hear me today?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, good. There we go. I got it right first time. How about that? That's not
You
bad.
didn't
is
need
it?
your technician then.
No.
Actually, Colin, if you could send your technician over to Pete Stevens' house to turn his video on.
That bad, is it? Yeah. Okay.
No, I think the video's on. It's just a different machine. That's all.
As I posted on my on
On
the
chat
site, etc. Yes, I am going to be a grandfather in, I believe, February, about middle of February. I don't know whether it's a boy or a girl, so I don't know whether I'm going to be a grandma or a grandfather. That's only a joke. It's all right.
Whatever suits you, dear.
Well, yes, there you go, there, sweetie.
Tell Pete Stevens to log out and log back in again. He'll probably get back on.
No, I've tried it, Charlie.
Okay, mate. All right.
No, it's a different PC. It's not my regular machine.
Oh, right, gotcha.
I know that people like Ray and Ollie might not know this, but I actually have 4 other grandchildren from my first marriage.
Yeah.
Lovely girl. A lovely girl fruit. A lovely girl donut.
Oh, yeah. All her tattoos are spelt right. Yeah, lovely girl. Yeah.
She's the one who looked after all your photographs.
Yes, she did. Yes, thank you, Pete. Thank you for that. She certainly looked after them. She fucking threw them all away, the bitch. Anyway, regardless of that, I do have 4 other grandchildren who are 20, age 20, 16, 15, and 12, I think. So I've got a right handful there. Yeah. I also have a great-grandson, who is now approaching just over a year and a half old, and she is now expecting again.
No.
So I've got a great-granddaughter. Yeah. I've got a great-grandson, and I don't know whether she's a great-granddaughter or not. Don't know yet. So it sounds like I've been around the world a couple of times, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Colin, we'd just like to let you know you have.
I know. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Slightly been around the world a couple of times. You know, just once or twice maybe. But yeah. So I have a great-grandson called Emerson, and I don't know where that come from. No idea. And
is that Emerson, Lake and Palmer?
Well, yeah. That's what we thought as well. But
Fittipaldi.
Yeah, not sure about that. So I have an extended family that is enormous at the moment.
Right.
See you later, T.
We'll obviously we'll look forward to hearing more news in that respect in February, Colin.
Yes, indeed, yeah.
Just to let you know, Colin, before you came in, Phil Butcher and Pratty both came in tonight.
All right, okay.
Which was really nice. And for Zachary, it's the first time he was able to get another bollocking from the boss after all that.
I think I frightened him off.
No, Ray, you would have taken that with ease, wouldn't you? Just well, so what? So what?
I've had more bollockings than I can remember, so I'm used to them now.
Yeah.
Oh God!
They're now getting recorded with Colonel, so you're going to see them even more.
I remember on my first ship as a bellboy, I was on the Orchids. Okay, so as we were bellboys, we were always floating around on the passenger decks at night, trying to look for the crumpet, you know, and all that. And I got caught one. Well, it wasn't just me; it was 2 of us got caught by the Master at Arms, who you will know this name if you know him. I've got to think of his name. It was a real stickler, Master at Arms. John Herbert, give me a name, please.
Alfie.
Thank you.
The only time I sailed with Master at Arms, I think, was on the Oriana in the early 60s, and I couldn't tell you the names of any of them.
Alfie, somebody said. Who said Alfie?
Alf Waffen or something like that, I think.
Right, okay, that's not the name I'm thinking of, but Alfie something, and he was a real bastard. As a bellboy, you were taken. I was on the bridge. Me and my mate were on the bridge because we were chatting up girls on the forward deck when we were not on duty in any way whatsoever, and that was the funniest thing ever. I remember it so clearly. The Master at Arms and the captain or the deputy captain reading out a full charge. You have been found guilty of blah 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 blah, and we all just went, yeah, so what? You know?
Did they have the Union Jack over the desk?
Yes, they did. Yes.
Yeah. They stand on the mat.
And all the officers in a half circle behind you.
Half circle behind you, standing up. Absolutely outrageous. I did not believe that they were still doing that in those days.
And marched in from the bridge by the Master at Arms.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Oh,
I've been there and done it.
Alfie Pimlett.
Alfie Pimlett.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I know
It
the
could have
name.
been. It was definitely Al. I'm sure
Yeah.
I was on the Orchid. What year was that?
68, 69, 68, 69.
No, it would have been after 70 when I was on there.
Right, okay. 68, 69, I'm guessing.
Only one Alf.
Alfie
Terrorise
Pimlett.
everybody.
And he ended. I can't believe he ended up on the Island Princess. Some years later, unbelievable.
What as? They didn't have Master at Arms on there.
As Coxswain.
Coxswain.
Oh, yeah.
It was Coxswain. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Master at Arms ruled the roost.
Well, on the Oriana, when I first went to sea, when you had galley rounds, the Master at Arms used to walk around in front of the Commodore.
I know, that's outrageous, isn't it?
Yeah.
Eh? That's outrageous. MA walking around in front of the Commodore. Absolutely outrageous. Should never have been done.
Right, and we'll give away.
Them's were the days.
Those were the days. They were indeed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I remember on the Sun Princess. I mean, the coxswains we had on there they were brilliant. You know, obviously from Bungy to Arthur to
Arthur Keating,
old
Bungy
Stan,
Williams,
Stan the Man.
Stan the Man.
Jakey. Yeah, Stan the Man.
Oh, what about
Jakey?
Does anybody remember Fred? Oh, actually, he was Island Princess.
He was Island Princess. Give away to Gizzy. Hello, Gizzy.
Hi, Gizzy.
Evening all.
James.
My tidiness. I've been.
Then there was the Spanish coxswain on there, Franco.
Oh yeah, Frank. It was Frank. Yeah,
Franco, his name was. He was Spanish. I can't remember his other
Do
name now.
you remember Shaky? He used to come up and get like a double shot of dark rum every night. And when I was in the crew bar, because there was a turnkey in the crew bar, I'd always set a double shot of rum on the clock for him when he came through, and he'd always give me a big thumbs up when he came through and drank his little tot of rum. Shaky.
Yeah. Oh no, they were really nice guys. I loved them. They were just.
Hey, Pete.
Well done, Pete.
What's the matter, baby?
Evening, Pete.
I think I've only half got it. Ah, Jim, just the man I want.
Oh, there you are.
I'm in, mate.
The Gizzy and Pete. He only got in because of you coming in, Gizzy.
Yeah, apologies, mate. I got back from the football about 5 o'clock, and there was a 60th birthday party going on down one of my old pubs. So I've been in the garden. They had a band and all sorts in the garden, and they packed up about 6:30. So I thought I'd rush back and get the last half an hour.
They get last orders.
Sort of, yeah. Yeah, great afternoon, to be fair.
Excellent. Good. So,
Red hot.
Dave, you've brought up the crew bar, and you've got pictures of you and I in the crew bar. But I have to ask if anybody remembers, or if anybody on the call was ever there. There was one night. It's the most disgraceful night of I think, in many respects, of any of my times on the ship. I don't remember if I was running the bar, because I did run the crew bar quite a lot, but we were all sitting around. There's a whole bunch of us in there, and it was kind of boring. And somebody says, let's have a sing-along. And so we started singing, I am the music man, I come from down your way. And at that time, the beer that we were picking up was in Curacao, is Amstel, which is still to this day one of my favorite beers, but we can't get it anymore. And so we were going around. The bar was quite full. We're going around. I am the music man. I come from down your way. I play the piano, piano. Anyway, we've gone through most of the instruments, And I'm sure it wasn't me that started this, but I think it was one of the musicians, but I can't exactly remember. But we got to this one person and they were kind of stuck for an instrument. And so they picked up two Amstel bottles, empty Amstel bottles, and said, I play the Amstel bottle. Amstel, 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 oh, Amstel. And they were tapping them together, right? So in the chorus, everybody picked up the Amstel bottles and tapped them together, right? So when we came to the chorus, Amstel, 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 oh, some people were a bit overzealous and the bottles smashed. So on the next go round, everybody picked up the Amstel bottles and went smash, smash, smash. And by the end of the night, all the Amstel bottles were smashed all over the floor. It was absolutely disgraceful. And then everybody was kind of embarrassed and everybody left. And then the next morning, there was a big to-do about all the broken glass all over the mess and the beer and everything like that.
I bet the crew messman was
anybody
annoyed.
remembers that.
I bet the crew messman was really outrageously annoyed.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. Yeah.
So, did they find the
Charlie,
if anybody else is...
Charlie,
What's
is there
that?
still a place in Bermuda called Henry VIII? It was a bar restaurant.
Still there, yeah, still there,
Well,
and
I
still
can
very, very
remember.
popular.
I can remember going there. I think we were on Oriana doing the Outward Bound to Aussie. And I
Yeah.
know Alistair McCullum that was there and a crowd of us. And we went up there for dinner and we started singing We Are the Music Man.
Yeah.
And everyone in the pub joined in with it. It was absolutely fantastic night.
Yeah.
It was. I'm sure it was on the last trip out. You ask Alistair McCullum when he's on next.
It's still going strong today. It still has a magician and a musician on the piano and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's still going on. Yeah, it's very popular.
Brilliant.
Hopefully,
Mr. Inge, Mr. Inge.
Can beer.
Yes.
I'm very disappointed in you.
Only the once.
Well, I changed my flowers at the back here, especially for you, and you never noticed.
Look! Now I've got my glasses on. Because we love your flowers. Hey, before we forget, seriously, and I better get the thingamajig on back up again, background. That's because Hilda always reminds me of something. Where is it?
Be careful.
It's coming up. Hang on. There it is. Right, that's just a quick one for a belated one for Pete from last weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday from last weekend, Pete.
Thanks, Hilda.
Yeah, and that was another cake.
It should have been blue and white. Blue and white.
I know it's the wrong bloody colours. Yeah.
You've just been waving that magic wand again.
The colours are right.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, but also Zachary, I did have up. You probably saw it actually. Was when you and I were in the crew bar, and we were doing, and it would have been a sing-song night. Look, can you see it?
Yeah.
No more credit. Please pay your bills.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm going to have to ask you again. Can you all pay your bills now? And Ollie, don't forget. He's going to do it. Yeah, but do you remember? You all remember? I've said it before, but you remember Jack Duff? Jack Duff, the band.
Yeah.
You mean Plum?
And we had all this. Hey, sorry.
Do you mean Plum?
Plum Duff. That's the Plum.
That's it.
Anyway, Jack, you know, he had these cassettes. Do you remember? He had the cassettes of his band recordings, and we used to be able to sell them on his behalf in the crew bar. Yeah. But we also had a load of other crap we wanted to sell as well. And we had like
Are you saying that Jack Duff's stuff was crap?
No. We also but do you remember when he used to come into the bar, we would start shouting out, anybody want to buy a Jack Duff tape? Anybody want to buy Jack Duff tape? Come up, he said, "Look, will you stop doing that? No one's going to buy one." I said, "Jack, they need to know who's actually done it, and your name is Duff, so I have to mention it."
What did he say? Don't duff me up.
Oh, he was great.
He used to have this funny walk, didn't he? Sort of walk on his tiptoes. And...
It's funny you should mention Jack Duff and his cassettes, but I haven't got a cassette, but I've got a full LP I found the other day when I was going through some stuff, and old LPs I got here, and I found one with Jack Duff and his boys. Yeah, that was an LP, not a cassette.
Quintet. They were
Quintet,
great.
that's it, yeah.
Great fun. Great fun.
They were actually quite good when it came to doing all the shows, because they had to learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Very quickly. When they joined a ship, they didn't know what they were expecting. They had to learn a lot of stuff very quickly. And then, one day into the cruise, they had to do a big show that they'd never played the music for before, which was quite amazing, really.
Yeah.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi dropped off, but I was going to say Jack Duff lived in Jersey.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
And there was a few of us used to go over to Jersey during the Canberra refit, sort of 77, 78. And one of them, there was Slim Ferrand, Ken Lamborn, myself, Sam Jackson, Peter.
Sam Jackson?
Yeah.
Sam Jackson? Jesus.
Yeah.
Sam
and we
Jackson,
used to.
I've known him since I was on the Orchidees.
Yeah, well, we did it for about 3 years, and we actually went up and saw Jack Duff at his house.
Yeah.
And really hospitable guy. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, we used to do it during the Canberra refits for about 3 years. There was 5 of us. It was Slim Ferrand, myself, Ken Lamborn, the writer, Peter, someone who was an assistant barman, and Sam.
Lovely. In fact,
Jack was always very obliging when it comes to a cruise show as well.
He
used to love coming down there.
Like that, didn't he?
The boys. But I was on the Arcadia when I first went there after the Canberra finished, the one that was the ex-Star Princess, and I was in the foyer one turn, and this guy come up to me. So he says, "Have you been on the ships long?" I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Whatever years it was." So he said, "Did you ever come across somebody, Jack Duff?" And I said, "Yeah, I know Jack very well. I knew him very well." And I got talking to him, and he had passed away at this time. But he said the last time he saw him, I think he said it was up in Edinburgh. I don't know if it was the Edinburgh Festival or something.
Yeah. I think that's where Jack was from originally, wasn't it?
Really?
I think he was an Edinburgh lad.
Okay.
And he was up there playing, and he said it wasn't long after that, I believe, that he said he'd passed away. But it was just a coincidence that he had to stop me and ask me. Yeah.
He lived in Jersey.
That's right. He originated from Edinburgh. He'd been in Jersey most of his life, I think.
Yeah.
But he was
Jack Duff was witness to an event that many of you would understand. When I was a PRS in the International Lounge on embarkation day in Puerto Rico, two of us would go down and give out fruit punch and rum punch on the dockside for the passengers as they embarked. And we were supposed to be back at 4:30. The international bartender would make up 2 urns of fruit punch and rum punch in those big stainless steel metal containers with the lids that you sort of twisted on the top. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember who I was with. I don't remember who I was with, but we went ashore. We finished in the morning at noon, went ashore in the afternoon, probably went to a bar or something like that. And we were a bit drunk and we were late getting back. And we rushed down to the International Lounge. Those were always put in the horse box. Those urns were put in the horse box. And we grabbed a trolley, and it was just one of those glass racks with a handle on it, and the wheels had been attached to the bottom of it. So we grabbed the glass rack, I put one of the urns onto the rack and I started running down the carpeted part of the lounge. Remember the international lounge and the dance floor is at the end? Well, just when I got level with the dance floor, the two front wheels, which were wobbling like crazy, locked, and I went headfirst over the top of the rack. The stainless steel urn hit the dance floor, the lid popped off, and there was a big whoosh as all the rum punch fanned out across the dance floor. I tried to pick the thing up, but the dance floor was waxed and all that ice and water made it extremely slippery. So I couldn't stand up. I was like running on the spot. And so I was like, shit, what are we going to do? We're already late, right? So I ran back to the horse box, grabbed the other one, and actually just carried it physically down to the end of the lounge, down the stairs, out onto the dock side in the little terminal there. And the table was already set up. But by the time I got there, like there was a box of cups and things like this, I got there and I started handing out fruit punch because that was all was left. But I was sweating so badly and so profusely by this time that every time I tried to lean forward with a cup of fruit punch, sweat would drip off into the punch itself, right? The whole thing was a complete disaster. I can't remember who I was with, but we got away with it, and I didn't think anybody knew about it until later. Jack Duff told me that he had seen the whole thing because he was sitting in the lounge up on one of the side tables writing out music. And he said, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. He said, you look like one of those cartoon figures on ice trying to run on the spot. I had no idea anybody was there.
Ray, was there actually any rum in it?
Well, there was in the one that went on the dance floor, but there wasn't in the other one.
Really?
Essence of rum from the baker.
And we're expected to believe that.
I was going to say, you probably got that from the chief baker.
Essence of rum from the baker's shop.
I mean, contrary to popular belief, there was rum. I remember the first Palm Island trip, and we made the rum punch with, this was Peter Story's recipe, I think. It was dark rum and Kahlua. We used to put Kahlua in the rum punch.
Real Kahlua.
Real Kahlua, yeah.
Well, you didn't get the coffee essence off the chief baker.
No, it was real Kahlua.
Don't you think I've got my handbag?
I used to love Palm Island when we did the rum punches. Do you remember we used to take an urn of rum punch and an urn of fruit punch.
Yeah.
And those that were serving us, we all drank the rum punch and the punters got all the fruit.
Yeah, that's right. More than one. We used to take a lot of those things, sure, yeah.
Oh, great.
I tell you what, talking about rum punch, I was on Oriana and we did a Caribbean cruise and we were in Barbados and I went as a tour guide on the Jolly Roger and I got absolutely assholed. I fell over the side. I fell over the side and they had to pull me out. And
what's the matter?
When we got back to the ship, because I was a tour guide, I had to do a tour report.
Oh, no. Come on. They got extremely wet.
I had to ask a couple of punters, did they enjoy themselves? They said, oh, yeah, it was very amusing.
You were very.
We went up in the world. When we took it ashore, it used to be water.
I like that picture, Ray.
There's he's got a Palm Island.
I've got another picture of Palm Island one.
Oh my
I can't
God!
see
Who's in the
that
background, Ray? Who's
well,
in the
I've got
background?
one with Dave in. I've got one with Dave in it. I can't actually see it. Just hang on. Let me go to.
Come on.
I've got one with you in it, Dave. I'm actually drinking the rum.
Red
punch.
shorts.
That was a
That's
great.
me in the middle. Peter Story on the left.
Is that Tim Sloper?
Yes. If you think it's Tim Sloper, it'll be Tim Sloper.
I can't see it.
Left, I think, isn't it?
It's blurred on my screen and I can't see it properly.
Oh,
Yeah, just send it through, Ray.
Ray, send it through to
send it.
Colonel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that all right, Colonel?
I've got another one with you in it, Dave.
Well, that's all right. Any just doesn't matter for now. But we're going on for another backdrop. We've got a couple of Peaky Blinders behind Pete Stevens, and they look very much like Izzy and Anna Stevens. So where was this one taken, boys?
Jim, was it the one where we met all the girls for that reunion?
It looks very much like it, Pete. Weren't we minders?
Yeah, because Mandy sent it through to me.
Yeah, I think it was. It was minders. I think didn't we take Leslie back to the station?
Yes, I think it was. Yeah.
Was that Peaky Minders then? Was it?
Hey.
Sorry, bad one, bad joke.
Very good.
Oh, it was a good joke.
We haven't had a joke lately, Colin.
No, we haven't, have we?
No.
It's a fucker. Get down.
We're giving you plenty of time to think up one.
Oh God, no! You asked me, and I haven't.
Colin, you'll have to get one ready for Worcester.
Oh yes, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
There's a good one. There's a good one with you, Dave, and it looks like you've been at the rum punt.
Oh, flipping it! Oh, and also I can see
that's the big scene.
That was Des Grundy.
And
Des Grundy, yeah.
Manchester
Dolly
Mick.
Comley.
Yeah, Dolly Comley, Manchester Mick.
Yeah, the big scene.
Yeah,
the big scene.
Big scene. Bloody hell.
Des Grundy, yeah.
Rest in fair, Desdemona. Brilliant, eh?
Flipping heck. Yeah, that was great. That really good one.
Beyond comprehension.
Yes, it was like this, wasn't it? It's beyond comprehension. Unbelievable. I could not believe
Unbelievable. Beyond comprehension.
Talk about anybody remember the lovely Dee Dee?
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, Dee Dee, yes.
Derek St. John, what was his name? Derek St. John what?
Johns.
Derek St. John Johns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
St. John Woodward.
Derek St. John Woodward. That's it. Yes.
A lot of you would have done Aussie cruising, and I mean, you know, in the days of old as well. But did you used to do beach landing beach party type things in those days as well?
In Aussie, no, never did it.
So no,
No, the only thing they did, Dave, they used to do from Suva a shore excursion called the Beachcomber.
That's right, yeah.
Just for the passengers, you mean?
And they used to do one for the crew as well. You used to go out to some little island somewhere. I think it was only from Suva, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, we used to do shore parties with an urn of water.
Yeah.
There was no beers in it.
Talking of Derek Woodward, Hilda, his famous line was, just remember, I am the lovely Didi.
That's right, yeah.
I am the lovely Didi. He used to work at Fortnum and Mason's, didn't he? As a commissionaire or something.
I don't know, yeah, but
He told me he used to be.
He was another character anyway.
He was a minder for a tartan, so he told me.
He told me he used to.
I think he was a tart.
He said he was dressed up as a maid. Yeah. He told me, yeah.
Lovely Didi.
Yeah.
What was Dee Dee? What did she do?
The public rooster on the
PRS.
PP when I was there.
Right.
No, was it barman or PRA?
PRS when I knew him.
PRS, yeah.
Yeah.
He was an evil bastard and all.
He was, yes.
It was, yeah.
My missus came down one night, overnight in Southampton, and we went to that club where everybody went. I can't remember what it was called. And Dee Dee came up to my missus and said, "Shall we have a dance, love?" Yeah. So I said, "Yeah, go on." Then the cunt told me she came back. She was fucking fuming. She says, "He just told me you've been screwing birds on the ship." Yeah. So I had to go and have a word in his ear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not very nice.
No, it was a twat.
I've got photos of the lovely DDs somewhere.
I don't think Bob wants to see them.
We rented a Jeep in Tahiti once. It was myself, I think Phil Butcher, DD, I'm not sure. Do you anybody remember David Bailey?
Yeah.
Dave
Yeah.
Bailey from
Yeah.
Southampton. Yeah.
I think
Dave
it was David Bailey. There was about 4 of us rented a Jeep in Tahiti one time. And I've got a load of pictures of that. And every time I see it, the first thing I think of is the lovely Dee
Bailey. Yeah. No, Dave Bailey was not a nice lad, actually. I remember him coming on the Sun Princess.
Yeah, Dave Bailey was okay. Yeah, I sailed with him on PP, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Dave joined the same time as Trembles.
I think you're right, Scotty. Yeah, I think you did. Yeah. Phil took a bit of a shine to him, didn't he?
Don't know why. Do you?
Falling asleep, Tappy.
That was just before I left.
No, I'm happy.
I
Very
just found,
happy,
just found a picture of Nevin Wright, Taffy, behind me.
Where's that taken, Johnny?
Oh yeah, I got that one.
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
Nevin.
Yeah,
Bloody hell.
that was on location in Mexico somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, must have been. I guess.
Right, Dave, you've got your kit on with your red jacket and your shorts, haven't you?
Yeah.
Colonel's next to you.
Yeah.
Nevin and
It's on the end is Mark Rowlands.
Mark Rowlands.
I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah.
Is that
And the
Taffy
other lad,
Alan, is that you next to Dave?
Oh.
No, it's not you, no.
I only worked on one location
Mm-hmm.
with the Colonel and Dave, and that was, I think that's Vince behind your head, Colonel.
Oh, is it Vince? Is it? I need a closer look.
I can't.
No,
it's not. No.
No, he worked in the restaurant. I've got a picture of him in the restaurant. A young lad. It's a PRS, but I think he did help out when they were busy in the years. I mean, I don't know how busy it was.
Very.
I don't know how busy it was.
I only worked on one location with. I was assistant to the assistant in Mauritius, I think, where Dave, you were filming reverse filming of Dave. And Dave, I thought you must be ever so bloody brave or stupid.
I think you're the latter.
Because you stood at the edge on the forward end of the ship on the dock, and you stood at the very edge of the dock, and you just fell backwards with your tray of drinks. So when the Colonel reversed the photography, it was you coming out of the dock with the tray. But I mean, bloody hell, that was dangerous.
It was, and you got it right. You just reminded me. It was as in Mauritius. It was MAR, but it was Martinique.
Ah, Martinique, yeah.
It was Martinique. Yeah, when we did. Do you remember that, Johnny?
Yeah, and actually, Dave, I didn't pay you your hazard pay for that day, so I guess I owe you on that one.
There was no safety net. There was nothing.
Danger money. Danger money.
Oh, is it payback time, is it?
Yes.
I'll insert the clip. I'll insert the clip right here in the recording, so I got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But Colonel says, he said, Dave, we've done all the movie, but I need one more clip that's actually going to make it worth watching. And that was it. If we hadn't done it, it wouldn't have been worth watching.
Ray, that's a good picture behind you.
Was that an Andy Hiscock?
That's Vince Greaves behind, in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Vince.
Rebo.
Oh, yeah, that's
Rebo.
Who's the guy with the glasses? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, see, I feel so embarrassed because this is taken on the Royal, and we're having fish and chips, and there's Phil and Vince and myself, and I think it was somebody's birthday. This is on the back deck of the Royal Princess, and I can't think of his name. is really bugging me. I don't know if anybody knows. It might
I
be
don't
10.
recognise the face at all.
No.
He was on the Royal. He'd been around for a long time.
I don't recognise him.
I met him on the Royal
Dave, how
in
about you? You
86.
recognise him?
No.
The guy with the
Colonel,
glasses.
No.
Yeah, the guy with the glasses. Don't know who that is.
And Ray, there's one that's hiding behind those white jugs or vases. Is that Phil?
That's Phil, yeah.
It is Phil. Yeah, we just caught him for a second. Are you all right to send that one through as well to Colonel?
Yeah,
That one-
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
That one with the glasses, where did he work? Do you know?
That's on the Royal. We were on the Royal, 1986. I left the sea
Yeah,
in
what job?
84.
What job was he in?
Bartender.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
going to say, it
He was
reminded
Paul-
me of Paul
You were
Ray,
on
the
that,
shop
didn't you,
manager.
weren't you?
It's not Bob Griffiths, is it?
No,
He lost a lot of weight if he had.
no, yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah,
I
Bob
can't
see
any
Griffiths is
senior
the real big
service.
guy.
Was Bob
He
on the
was on the
Royal?
Royal.
No.
What's
Well, I
that?
don't know. I don't know.
I don't remember him on the Royal.
No,
He was
the
on
last
the
time
Royal.
I saw him, he was on Oriana. And he was probably there to the end, but
What Bob?
Bob Griffiths.
Mm.
Oh, great,
He was
loved
my
him.
bartender in the Ocean Bar. He was the greatest of greatest guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on Oriana, I think, all his career, wasn't he? Or certainly
I was
majority.
gonna-
Well, no,
He's got a
because
son.
He did.
he certainly wasn't on there when I first joined it, Gizzy.
You know, he was
But,
there when I was on.
He was
Well,
there at the Ocean Bar, and then he went somewhere else because Mick Hudson was in the Ocean Bar for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to ask Phil because Phil was the bar manager on the Royal when I got there. Well,
Was that the
Andy
maiden
Hiscox
voyage?
was the bar manager there to start with.
Right. Okay. Because I think Phil did the maiden voyage on the Royal.
No,
And Ollie,
no,
you
he
were there,
didn't.
weren't
No,
you?
he
No, he didn't. Dougie
No,
was
it
bar
was
manager.
Dougie Bayliss.
Was it Dougie Bayliss?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ginger was on there for about the first
Okay.
2-3 years.
Which ship was that with Ginger Bayliss?
Royal.
Royal.
Oh, I
I
don't
thought-
know. Wasn't there?
I thought
Wasn't
Phil
there?
was there for the maiden voyage.
No, he wasn't.
No.
No.
Ginger.
Dougie Bayliss. It was definitely Dougie Bayliss.
Yeah, definitely Ollie. Yeah, I was there at the same time. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you, JR was on there then with you, wasn't he, Ollie?
No.
Who was on there with you? There was a few of you.
JY
Stevie
went
Wonder
there
was
because
there,
Brighton
wasn't he?
was supposed to have gone there, wasn't he?
There's Dolly Conley,
Dolly.
Gizzy, me, Craig.
Mm-hmm.
Ginty.
Who?
Ginty was there. John Ginty was my assistant.
Johnny
Yeah.
Vegas.
Ginty, yeah.
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 And there was Terry Toy, Stevie Wonder. What was Steve?
Mitchell.
Stevie Mitchell. Yeah,
Steve Mitchell.
he was with Terry Toy,
Is-
wasn't he?
Yeah.
Is Steve Mitchell still around?
Did he marry her, Jim?
I think he did, Pete. Yes, I think he did marry her. Yeah.
Ray, weren't you bellboys with Steve?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Steve-
I thought you
Yeah,
and Steve
Mitchell
Mitchell.
was the first person I ever met that worked at sea. He and I were both bellboys. We showed up at Heathrow, the very first trip out of Merchant Naval Training College. Yeah.
I'll tell you who else was there. I think Ollie Ian Duncan. Was it?
Ian
John
Duncan.
Bradford's nephew.
Ian Duncan.
Yeah,
Ian
Bradford's
Duncan,
nephew.
Pixie.
Yeah, I'm sure Ian Duncan was there too.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
What was Pixie doing, Gizzy?
It's public rooms doing.
Public rooms, yes.
Well, he was when I
Yeah.
was there. He might when after I left. I don't know.
Timmy
He was when I
Sloper was
was
there as well, wasn't he?
Who?
Timmy Sloper. Timmy
Yes.
Sloper. He was there.
Yeah.
What, on
And
the
who
Royal?
was his mate? Bob. No. I can't think of his name.
No, I can't.
Timmy Sloper's mate.
Yeah.
Manchester Mick.
No.
No.
No, I don't think he was on the roll, was he?
No.
I don't remember. Certainly not when I was there.
No, I was only there at the very beginning, and I left after the first voyage.
Yeah, I did 12 months. I couldn't wait to get off. To be honest with you.
Really? Well, Ollie, where did you go after the Royal?
Ferries.
Straight to the ferries after that?
Yeah. Yeah. Went to Townsend Torreson, and then P&O took them over.
Yeah, and you were. I've got a picture of you were working with JR and oh crikey, what's his name from Reading? Phil Gorst.
Yeah.
And that was a good team you had on that the
Yeah,
Voyager.
yeah.
I remember
Cracking.
coming on as a passenger, and you were. It was a bloody good bar team they had there with Ollie and JR and Gorsty. You know, flipping heck, it was just like going back years.
I actually really liked the Royal. Mother was there. Mother was there in was the restaurant bartender all the time, and that's where I met Kiwi, the guy that I've been trying to track down. That I don't know what happened to him.
John Lee. John Lee was barman on there as well, Ray.
John Lee.
John Lee.
Yeah,
I remember John Lee from the Sea Princess.
Oh,
I joined in '86.
Sea Princess, John Lee. Yeah.
No, and he was on the Royal. He went to the Royal.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he might have done, yeah. He was on the. I sailed with him on CP.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're on about John Lee, the barman, not John Lee, the supervisor.
No,
John Lee, the barman.
He was definitely on the Royal because
Yeah,
we were in.
It's on Sea Princess as well.
It was either St Thomas or Madeira. I was on Sea Princess, and we went over there for a drink, and he was in the pool bar, and he was absolutely fucking arsehole.
But he was always like that, wasn't he, Dave? He was always like that.
It was from Guildford, John Lee's.
That's right. Yeah, a place called Ash.
That's right. Yeah.
And I played golf with him a couple of times. Him and John Murray.
Yeah, Lottie Lee's was okay. So good fun with John.
Yeah. Now you were talking about guys off the ferries. Taffy, do you remember the guy that I know have met in Torremolinos, Richard and Cliff?
Yes.
What's their surname? Can you remember?
Cliff. I worked with Cliff on the Pride of Kent.
Yeah, and he had a brother called Richard. They both got bars in Torremolinos, or just outside of Torremolinos.
Yeah. Cliff. No, I can't remember their name now. But he was those ferries are different to when we worked on the ships. We never really give a fuck about anybody on them ferries.
Oh, no.
Nobody, we never got into any friendships or anything. It was a strange old, especially if you'd worked deep sea. If you'd worked deep sea, it just seemed like they didn't want to know. It was awful.
Yeah. Taffy, did you find that a lot of people who worked on the ferries, because I did the ferries as well, Dave knows that as well, that half of them were Cunard people.
Yeah.
Worked on the Cunard ships. And as far as I was concerned, they didn't want to know about sea life at all. They did one trip on the Queen Mary, for argument's sake. And I'm not trying to be funny about any of this. They did one trip on the Queen Mary or the Queen Elizabeth or whatever, went to New York back once and got off and got on the ferries and spent the rest of their life there. Am I right about that or not?
Well, there was definitely, I never found any camaraderie amongst the crew on any of the ships I worked on.
Okay.
On the ferry, we were sort of working to be at home, whereas on the deep sea, we were working to be away on the ship. You know, I think, you know.
Pete, you're going to say something.
They were mostly local people.
There was a lot of local people. For sure, you know.
Hey guys, I'm going to leave you now because I've got to make a phone call to my sister.
All right.
Hi, John.
Okay. Well, it is coming, Johnny. I haven't got my phone with me. I imagine you've been texting me for the last 20 minutes.
I did text you 5 minutes ago. But I tell you what, it's been such a wonderful crew bar today, especially having Phil and Pratty in, that I didn't want to be the bad guy saying we have to get off, but we do.
No, we do.
Okay, I'm going now then. Bye.
Pete was going to say something. I thought what everybody wanted to know. Go on, Pete.
No, it wasn't me. It's just my son coming. It's just
Oh,
come out of his
okay.
bedroom.
I thought you were
There's
going to say
Colin and
something,
Jim.
Pete. It's all right.
You've got to
Okay.
get hold of
He was
Kathy and
naked.
tell him what you're doing.
Okay.
He was naked, so he went back to put his dressing gown on.
Before we go, obviously, Fruity, two things. One is it's good to see you looking as good as you are, and hopefully all goes well this week as well with whatever in your progression of looking after yourself. But also, do we have an Oscar tale to come forward on after tonight?
We do. We're doing the reruns.
Lovely.
I can't remember which one we've got tonight. I've forgotten.
Don't worry, because Oscar has.
Don't worry, because the Colonel won't remember either.
Talking about
Fruity, that picture in the background, is that Lenny Turner on the left?
What is it?
No,
Colin?
it's Cass, me, Dave Sawyer, Bob Griffiths, Sheepdog,
Mix Davis.
Is that Andy Rowland? No, not Andy Rowlands.
Mark Rowland.
Mark Rowlands and Leggy.
Right, okay, yeah.
Bloody some faces.
Look very much like Lenny Turner at first. Yeah, it is Cass.
No.
Yeah, I can see that.
And you know Leggy's coming to Worcester, don't you?
Yeah.
Leggy?
Yes.
Leggy, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
Leggy and Munson are coming.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely job.
Yeah, yeah.
Lovely job.
Yeah.
Corned beef sandwich tail, Fruity.
All right, okay. I couldn't
What is it?
remember.
Yeah.
Fruity, you said that you were going to do one on gin, which included rum. And I just want to remind the Colonel of my special request for the Andrews sisters singing rum and Coca-Cola at the end.
Yeah.
There you are.
Anyway,
special request.
I won't be there next week, David. I'm being taken out for my birthday.
Whoa, best of luck to you,
Oh,
Scotty. Happy
Scotty.
birthday, mate.
What date? What date is your birthday, Scotty?
14th.
8 day before mine. Flipping it. Excellent.
Oh, you're the same as Princess Anne, then.
Yes, exactly.
Two princesses together.
Doing it.
The royal birthdays, eh?
The royal oar.
Barney the Capella.
Oh,
we'll
all be there.
The Colonel's looking at his watch. It's time to go.
I see you.
I'll be taking care of it.
Peter, did you want to work?
We're drinking and we're dancing and the band is really happening and the Johnny Walker wisdom running high.
Also this time a packet of lopamide hydrochloride tablets, or to be blunt, diarrhea tablets. A day out from Colombo on passage to Fremantle, Australia, I was taken very ill and taken to the isolation hospital at the stern of the ship. I was put on a drip and had drugs injected into me, so I am told, but I was out of it and delirious and remembered nothing of the 6-day trip to Fremantle, Western Australia. The ship had to fly the yellow flag to say that they had a notifiable disease on board on entering Fremantle Harbour. The port doctor came on board and the surgeon told him he did not know what was the matter with me. So samples of many bodily things were taken and I was left in the isolation hospital. We sailed with no word on the tests and set off across the Great Australian Bight, bound for Adelaide. I was unconscious for this trip, but I woke up feeling better but very weak on the morning we docked. The port doctor came on board and gave the ship's surgeon the bad news. Typhoid. And I was promptly put in an ambulance and sent to Northfield Infectious Diseases Hospital. The ambulance driver was very jolly and took me on a tour of the city and the scenic route to the hospital, and I seemed not to be very ill, he said. Boy, was he wrong. I was isolated there, and the next day I was interrogated by the authority about how I acquired it. I said I had not been ashore in any port since leaving London, which really puzzled them. I was then asked, when on leave, did you travel around England? I said, no, I just stayed at my parents' home. The next question really perplexed me. Have you, they asked, been to Aberdeen? Of course, being Oscar, I had to make a joke out of it. I said, the nearest I got to Aberdeen was I travelled on an express steam train called the Aberdonian. To my amazement, it caused a great concern, and they next asked me about what I did on the train. I said it was a corridor train. I was in a compartment with 5 other people. Describe what you did, they asked. Nothing but talk and eat our sandwiches, I said. When I revealed that I'd swapped 2 of my mother's homemade ham sandwiches with a lady for an egg and cress and a man for a corned beef sandwich, they pounced on me. Describe the man, they asked, which I duly did. Did he say where he came from and where he was going, they asked. So I answered in the affirmative and said he was from Aberdeen and was going to Cornwall on holiday. They got very excited and said that the English authorities had been trying to trace me and the man had infected people in Cornwall after spreading typhoid from the Fray Bentus contaminated corned beef outbreak in Aberdeen. My delicious sandwich was not so wonderful after all. I was discharged from the hospital 2 weeks later and rejoined my ship a week later on its return voyage to England. My welcome on board was very frosty. All my cabin mates were at great pains to tell me that I had caused all the passengers and crew to receive painful vaccination shots for typhoid before the ship was allowed to depart, and the crew had not had shore leave until Sydney. However, no one had come down with typhoid. So my name was Mud for a time. I had many hateful looks. However, it seemed the corned beef infection had not finished with me, and I got very weak and anemic. And on docking back in England at Tilbury Docks, London, I was medically discharged and sent to the famous Seamen's Hospital at Greenwich, London, where I remained for over a week on various treatments. I never did go back to Himalaya. Well, Typhoid Oscar, the corned beef menace, was not very welcome there anymore, was he? Well, that's all, folks, for this week. From Oscar. Oh, and always remember,